can you share maybe 2 minutes? I know time is limited right now, but I know we have you work with many of our investors in the past several years, and can you share some sample case studies without going through the clients' names? What a quick overview? What some of the success stories that you can share with the rest of the audience, the people that our investors or any of your other investors that bought your turnkey cash flow properties in the Cape Coral, Southwest Florida market, in which you are also the property manager. So you have a one-stop shop. Between you and I've been receiving nothing but amazing, great reviews, testimonials from our investors. They love your process. They love the way you help them. And I do not expect anything less. So just a couple of minutes, share some good case histories of what happened on some of the investors that purchased your properties.
Yeah, I mean, every investor that we have, I mean, at this point, everything that we have closed on to this point was under contract for at least 6 months. So I think even the most recent closing we had probably went under contract in February or March. We've closed on it and now own it. Even that property, which they've only owned it for 3 weeks now, it's appreciated $50,000 since the time that they locked in their price when they signed the contract. So even if we're still putting a tenant into the home, they've already made money, right? I mean, the amount of equity there, they could sell it tomorrow and make maybe $10,000, $15,000 after they pay for their closing costs, which I wouldn't recommend, but they're already on the right side of this investment, and it's only going to get better over time. Going back to even some of our earliest investors, some of the earliest investors to buy in this market, we started working together. I mean, some of the properties have, nearly doubled. I think the very first buyer to buy a home in Southwest Florida purchased it in LaBelle. I want to say it was 160 or 165,000 that it was purchased for. It's been rented 100% of the time. We placed a tenant the very first day they owned it. Not only has it been rented the entire time, but that particular tenant has paid a late fee 18 of the 30 months. That's almost an additional month worth of rent at this point in late fees. So tremendous cash flow has happened. We've raised the rent over time, so there's even more cash flow than when it started, and the property's nearly doubled in value. It's probably $250 right now. So not quite doubled, but getting pretty close to that range.
In about two to 3 years, right?
2 to 3 years, yeah. Wow. Even some of the investors who purchased duplexes. The first duplex we sold was 2 years ago now. Purchased for about $365 to $380, somewhere in that range. We could sell it tomorrow for $625. Wow. So tremendous appreciation. And same with that one. The amount of cash flow it generates per month, it's already increased by over $1,000 per month because of rent increases in 2 years. So even when you see these projections, you go, $150 a month, and what am I going to do with that? Well, on a single family side, if it's $150 a month now, that same amount of rent increase, you're now making about $700 per month in rent if you had purchased it 2 years ago to now. It adds up over time very, very quickly. It's almost a snowball reaction where it starts off small and it starts going and getting bigger and bigger as it goes down the hill to the point where by the time you sell it, it's an avalanche. The amount of money being generated by this one property is coming from all three directions: the appreciation, the mortgage buy down, and tremendous cash flow by the end of it. So there's been plenty of examples of success. And plenty more to come. We're going to show some of the different properties that we have available in some of our different markets, and there's certainly opportunities to buy and get really good properties right now.
Yeah, Justin, real quick. Now, I know, I mean, past success is, yeah, we cannot guarantee the financial future. No one have a crystal ball, but what you just said, some people out there who listen to this video, they're going to say, oh, I mean, we're going through a potential recession. I've been hearing, the prices are crashing everywhere, all over the country. Now, I mean, I know we can't spend 1 hour to talk about crash, correction, or bubble, whatever. All I can say is our data, your data, my data, and all the experts' data indicate still we have a low supply of homes. The demand, although has moderate recently due to higher interest rate, still the demand is pretty strong. So you and I do not see a crash, a correction, or even a bubble. In your market, I'm pretty sure there have been no decrease in prices. Again, because of still low supply, still fairly strong demand for the foreseeable future. There's a mass shortage of homes, several million homes shortage. So again, we're not going to talk about crash or no, we don't have no time, but we have some better things to talk about right now. So your quick comment on some of these negative headlines, some of these negative people always try to use a narrative that the housing prices crashing, is going down, whatever, stay in the sidelines. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've been saying it for probably 1 to 2 years now. I know we've spoken about it several times. I think we've talked about it in a webinar even. I truthfully, I think it's going to be a very, very regional, region by region real estate market for several years into the future. Specific to Southwest Florida, I personally do not see how we could have much of a bubble. There are still people moving here from all over the country every single day. The last 3 homes that we rented out this month to new tenants, they were all from somewhere else, whether it was from somewhere else in Florida moving to Southwest Florida, from another state moving to Southwest Florida. They were coming from somewhere else. And even moving forward already, I mean, the next home someone's moving into in August, they're coming from somewhere else. They're not coming from here. If people continue to come here from somewhere else, it tells me demand is still incredibly high in Southwest Florida. But it means that there's demand that's decreasing somewhere else. So if you told me that, the New York real estate market crashed next year, maybe. I can't say it's not possible. There are plenty of people coming here from there. But I don't see how it could happen in Southwest Florida. There's still too much demand. And every tenant who has moved here for the last 2 years from somewhere else has told me the same thing. Oh, we're going to rent for the next year or two, and then we're going to buy. Okay, I mean, inventory's at an all-time low. I don't know what you're going to buy because all these investors want to buy. All the people who have been living here for decades want to buy. And now all these people moving here also want to buy. So the amount of inventory that we're short to purchase is incredible. It's very difficult to convince me that there's ingredients of a collapse. And little secret we'll share. When people talk about, well, our price is correcting, it's almost laughable to the point where the amount of inventory available from the builder that we work with the most, which is a branch of D.R. Horton, it's still incredibly low. If I showed you this inventory list 3-4 years ago, you'd have said, oh, that's it. They have maybe 5 homes, of each model in each different market. Very, very low inventory. They're giving managers specials because they want them sold. They think it's too much inventory. I can't believe it. So when I say that there are opportunities to buy, I mean, there are opportunities to buy that I can't explain. I don't know why they would be concerned when there's only 5 homes available. And that inventory list flips over every month. If I tell you there's 5 homes available right now, they will not be available in 3 weeks. And they'll need to have more homes get to the stage where they can sell them.
Well, Justin, I completely agree with you. I believe you. You know your market very well.